Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you a sort of follow-up video to my video that I uploaded yesterday, which, if you don't know, was a Scar L m.o.a.b gameplay on bootleg, and the link is in the description if you've missed it, so check that out now, pause the video, check it out if you haven't. So, what I was saying yesterday is that a lot of people seem to think that the Specialist package is only useful for when you're going for a m.o.a.b, and I initially used to think this as well. I used to think, what's the point of using a Specialist if you just want to play normally? If you want to play normally, why don't you use Assault or Support, you know, to get those point streaks in, to help your team a little bit more? But Specialist, especially when you're trying to flank and you're trying to get in the enemy faces, is a really good tactic. And unfortunately, that was a bit of a drop shot fail there. I drop shotted and then he drop shotted, and then as he went to drop shot, my aim went up to his chest where I thought his chest would be, so obviously I missed him and he killed me. So a good play on his part, but not really a lot I could do there. But kill confirmed is a perfect place for Specialist, because it's all about getting close to your enemy. Because if you try and snipe someone, they'll drop a dog tag, you'll kill them, but you'll have to then advance to go and get that dog tag, and it's a lot, you know, a lot of effort to snipe someone from across the map and then to work your way across. But when you have that Specialist bonus, you become a quicker Wraith. You can run around the map like crazy, getting into their faces, getting kills nice and easily, and you catch people by surprise, because kill confirmed tends to be quite a defensive minded gameplay. You know, a lot of people like to set up in a building with a claymore, defend that building, wait for the enemy to come to them, and it kind of goes a bit slow paced after a while. If you play like this, you take enemies by surprise, because they do not expect you to come charging out. And this is a little bit of a fail on my part as well. I shoot the guy there and don't realise they're spawning on my left. If I'd turned left, taken those two guys out first, the guy who'd ran down that alley would have been oblivious. But what are you going to do? You know, the MP7 is another brilliant weapon to use with Specialists as well, because when you're using a Specialist class, the vast majority of the time you are being aggressive, you're getting in their face, so you're going to need an SMG. You know, some people might be tempted to use shotguns, but shotguns don't give you that ranged ability. You know, with an SMG, especially something like the P90, the PP90M1 and the MP7, you get a little bit of ranged ability, because these weapons are very accurate. So even though you might be outside of your effective range, because they have such low recoil, you can take enemies down regardless. So it's a fantastic weapon to use and a fantastic strike package to use with it. But that's enough on the Specialist. I just want to talk briefly about control freaks. Now, if you don't know what control freaks are, basically they are a little plastic extension to your analog stick. Now, I'd never really seen the point of these, but I was watching a m.o.a.b video yesterday, and he was saying that he always used them on his right analog stick and it helps improve his aim. So I thought, that might be a good idea to try, and I went and bought some control freaks, and I have to say, they made such a massive difference. You know, I didn't change my sensitivity at all. I'm possibly thinking about increasing it, but at the moment, I'm keeping about level 6, 7 sensitivity, and my aim has gone through the roof. Now, this guy really does play well there. He runs away whilst I am pulling that stun grenade, but fortunately for me, I still managed to kill his teammate to alleviate my blushes a bit there. But I have to say, control freaks are fantastic options, especially if you play a lot of Call of Duty like I do. They are very useful, and I'm going to try them on my mate's Xbox playing Forza. So hopefully I'll be able to report back and say that these have a much more wide shelf use. You know, they're not just FPS ones. I did get the FPS Elite ones, but I think they will be very useful in a host of games. And you just see in here, for example, my aim is pretty good in this game. This was a game I recorded about 20 minutes ago. I've literally just come off a session and gone straight to record this, because I wanted to, you know, record this video while the control freaks, while all the Specialist usage was fresh in my mind. And there was another gameplay where I went like 24-2 Specialist on an underground kill confirmed, and I must have been on about a 23-24 kill streak, because I was charging around. It was so close to getting a m.o.a.b, but never mind. I didn't feel like I was going to die. That's how confident I was in my aim. That's how confident I was in this class. You know, the perk setup is exactly the same as the Scar L video I used yesterday. The only difference is the weapon. You know, it's such a brilliantly balanced class, because although you completely lose your ability to call in those point streaks, by having those extra perks, you turn into a close combat monster, and you can take enemies by surprise. And at the end of the day, it's all about surprising Call of Duty, because like I've said before, Call of Duty is a game where you die so quickly, it favours the defensive player. So what you get through Specialist is the ability to counter their defensive play. And this guy, oh no, yeah, this guy, my days, that is horrible, horrible camping. You know, I really don't understand why people play like that. I mean, it doesn't matter how bad you are, just go out and try and run around, try and get objectives, try and get kills. Sitting in the back guarantees you're going to go about 7-3, and you're never going to improve doing that. So always try and push the enemy. You know, pushing the enemy doesn't necessarily mean going all out gung-ho like I am in this video, for example, but pushing the enemy just means keeping pressure on them. You want to keep them on the back foot, thinking about what you're doing, not the other way around. It's always better to be proactive in a Call of Duty game, because the vast majority of players online expect the opponents to follow a certain preset routine. I mean, this far into a game's life cycle, I mean, it's still only like 3 months or whatever, but this far in, people know the maps, people know the routes, people know the traffic locations, you know, people know what you're going to do. So by using the Specialist class, you mix that up and you can catch people by surprise. And as you can see from this gameplay, a lot of my kills are either shooting people in the back, shooting people in the sides, or running around a corner so fast I catch the enemy by surprise. And these are all very, very good ways to take the enemy completely out of their comfort zone. If you're rushing with a Specialist class with a weapon you're comfortable with, you can be a massive, massive threat. Now, for the last part of this commentary, I'm going to be talking about how to effectively breach rooms with the aid of the sitrep perk. Now, obviously, as I'm running the Specialist bonus, I get sitrep from here, all the Specialist perks. Now, sitrep is a perk you don't often see because it's quite a Specialist perk. You think that just being able to see the enemy's equipment isn't really that big a deal, because not that many people use claymores and not that many people place down sentry turrets anymore. But where sitrep really comes into its own is breaching and clearing rooms, and you can see that from this clip just coming up here. Now, as I come up the stairs and as the video pauses there, you can just see in the right hand corner a red claymore. Now this is a golden indication that there is at least one enemy in that room. But what you want to do is you don't want to just charge in there gung-ho. You want to take your time, pull a pin on the flash, get it in there, and not only will that stun the enemy, it will disable the claymore without destroying it. If you shoot that claymore, the enemy knows you're there. If you stun them and run in, they're too shocked to take any care about it. So as the clip runs forward here, I stun the enemy, wait for them to hit, kill that guy, and it's nice and clear. And as I can see here on the radar, there's another guy lying prone on the balcony, and that is how you win a game of kill confirmed. No, this was a really, really good game. I enjoy using the Specialist class so much now. If you guys haven't given it a try, I thoroughly recommend it. You know, it's fantastic. And if you guys haven't tried Control Freaks out, I know they're a little bit expensive, but if you play Call of Duty a lot like I do, they are well worth the investment. So guys, I really hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.